What's up, and welcome, guys, to One Oak Mentoring, the number one virtual team mentoring service program entity of all times, right? All right, how y'all guys doing, man? I know I took another break, man. It's starting to get like months in between, man, but I don't know, man. I really think this time I found my motivation, my inspiration, right? But yeah, today's a great day. Just getting out of the gym, feeling really good. I had a real good day at work. Um, a lot of things have changed, since I made a video. I don't know if I mentioned this, but normally I was like a PRN where I would make my own schedule. I never had like a set schedule, right? So, I kind of like come and go as I please, come here, go there, things like that, right? So, but now I never thought I would do this with this company, but now I have a full-time job. I have full-time employment. I'm actually a productive citizen of the United States. You know what I mean? So I feel kind of good. It's a real laid-back position, but we're gonna get into all that. We're gonna start breaking down a lot of aspects of the job of like where I'm at, but I'm still gonna try to give y'all these little stories. I've been meaning to give y'all this story, but I don't know, man, a lot of brain fog or whatever. So let's get into it, right? So it's been about like maybe like 6 weeks ago. All right, so let's get into it. So about 6 weeks ago, we go on these outings. So I'm gonna break that down about what an outing is. I don't know if I have or whatever. Probably made a video about it. I'm not really sure, but an outing is when we take the residents off campus. Kind of take them out just so they can like start getting integrated into the community and things like that. So there was a hockey game, right? Now I'm no big hockey fan. Do I look like a hockey fan? I didn't mean to really say that, but I'm not a real big hockey fan. But anytime there's an outing, I really don't care like what it is. Most of the times, like I'm gonna go because, I get paid to take kids places. I've had very boring, hard labor jobs. So hockey game, cool. Which I've been in a hockey game before, but So at this company I work at, not trying to downgrade them or anything, but a lot of times the communication isn't correct, man. You know what I mean? So, sometimes, you just kind of gotta, audible. I don't know if you guys are football, fans or whatever. If you know what that means, you might have to make your own plays or readjust, things like that. But I'm a natural at this, man. So that's not really hard for me, man. It just comes, you know what I mean? So we go on this hockey outing. And so I think this outing, like we might have like taken like 2 vehicles, yeah. So there's a van and a bus, right? Now, of course, they're gonna make me drive the bus, right? But it's more of like a van, right? And so there's another staff. She drove like the smaller van, which had less kids, right? Less kids, less work, right? But I don't mind, right? So on this bus, it's probably about, with me included, I want to say like 15, maybe 15 to 17 of us, because I had another staff riding with me. I can't even remember which staff was riding with me, but that doesn't really matter right now. So we're in South Carolina at this Greenville. It's like the Civic Center, like the Bon Secours Arena, right? If you in that area, you know what it is. If you're not around that area, you probably never heard of it a day in your life, right? So, so we driving, and the one thing about going to places downtown, it's always hard to park, especially when you're driving a freaking huge bus, you know what I mean? So, I'm just like, okay, whatever, And mind you, this day I just found out that was it that day? Yeah, that very morning, I found out that my aunt passed. Rest in peace, Aunt Elaine. I know I'm not trying to get all sad and have y'all crying and stuff and have y'all reaching for Kleenex and stuff, but that's just something that stuck out to me about that day, because that's actually why I went on the outing, because I was like, I need to go, be around some people, get my mind, right, take my mind off it, right? So, but thanks for your condolences, right? So, so I'm driving around trying to find somewhere to park this big bus, man, and I'm just like, dang, man, I'm just like, come on now, And then the woman that was driving the van, she was, she was. I'm following her, so I thought there was some kind of, set up to where we're gonna be able to park or something like that. But I don't know. Like I told you, that these outings, man, just never know what may happen. So we finally, I guess, found a place or parking garage. No, well, it wasn't a garage. It was just like a little section. The little dudes with the flags, like, hey, come over here, right? So, and usually they'll let us park for free. Like if you tell them that you with a group home, that's what I've noticed a lot. If you tell people you work for a group home or you're working with kids, they're really, really quick to let you get free stuff or give you a little leeway and stuff. One time I got pulled over when I first started this job, and I said I worked at a group home. And I'm not gonna get all the way into that story, but I should have went to jail. But I said I worked at a group home, so he was like, "I mean, go ahead." That's the beauty of it, right? Okay, so back to the story, right? All right, so we get parking and everything, and it's like we got a big group, right? So it's like 4 or 5 staff total. It's probably like 4 or 5 staff plus maybe like I want to say like 18, 19 kids. So we like a big group, like a big gang. You know what I mean? So we just walking downtown. Cars going by. And I like the outings because you just get the vibe. I mean, I'm a little older. Despite my young features. You know what I mean. I'm a little older, but when I'm around these guys on these outings, especially on the outings, but when I get to see them, looking at nice cars, like going by and they like pointing them out, it kind of just brings me back, to back when I was a youngster, doing a little stuff like that, man. So I get a real nostalgic feeling. I think that's how you pronounce it. Real nostalgic feeling, So it's just, it's cool. Like I'm part of the gang. They pointing at cars, stuff. So I'm liking the vibe, right? But it's real confusing because it's a big group. We walking, trying to get across the street all together and stuff like that. I'm trying to watch these guys and this and that. So and then we're supposed to meet a staff member there, right? So, all right, cool. Now this is where it gets a little interesting, right? Now I didn't know it was gonna take this type of turn, right? Okay, so we get into, the arena, right? They gave us the tickets. I passed them out. Gave everybody their tickets, right? So we go through, this real complex like automatic sensor opening thing. They're real nice. So I'm looking at the ticket. So I see like a cheerleader or something like that, right? So I'm like, hey, well, she probably knows what's something. So I'm like, do you know where, I don't know what section it was. It's like section 150 through 160 would be. And, she's just like, I mean, I don't know why. I was just expecting her to know because it was a home game and she's with the home team. She was like, I think maybe if you go down that way just a little bit, and then you go, hold on, you know what? I think actually it's like right around this corner. And then you know what? I really don't know. I really don't know where that is. So I'm like, okay, all right, you just wasted about 45 seconds of my life, but it's cool, all right? So, by this time, another staff comes up and, they're more acclimated with the area, the arena. They go to hockey games and stuff like that. So, okay, cool. So we're going towards the area. Now, this is where you got to pay attention, right? So I'm just doing my thing. I'm so used to just going on these outings. It's just, okay, natural and normal, right? So then this one kid, this new kid, I'd never seen this kid before in my life, right? Which was kind of strange because normally when you first get to this place that I'm working at, like it takes you a while to get to a certain level and then you can go off campus, right? So when you get there, you're like a level 0. You have to be a level 2 to go off campus and get off the bus. Now level 1, you can go through like a drive-through, but you can't get off the bus, right? I'll break all that down, which I may have made a video. I might go in depth. So I'm just kind of thinking like, I never seen this dude before, but me, that's not my area of expertise. I'm not the person that does the intake and all that stuff with the kids. I'm just like, the driver, and now I'm the cook. So I'm just like, well, whatever. I never seen this kid before. So this kid comes up to me and he was like, hey man, I gotta use the restroom. So I'm like, hey man, let's kind of wait till we get to the section, first, man. And he was like, man, my stomach, man, it's just it's been killing me the whole ride, man. I just really need to go to the restroom, man. Please. Oh. So I'm like, nah, okay. I'm not gonna, make the dude crap on himself or anything like that. You see, he did have a diarrhea face. So I asked another staff that was with me, actually the lady that was driving the van, real nice lady, real good counselor. So I'm like, hey, this kid has to go to the restroom. And the place we work, we can't just take a kid in the restroom by ourselves. We have to have like other residents or like a staff. Obviously, the woman can't come in the men's restroom, so I'll take like 2 more residents with me, and we go in there and kind of stand around like, knots on the log, looking real awkward, hanging out by the hand dryer. People just, we standing in the way. We trying to, all that stuff, right? So this kid, he goes in the restroom, and I guess he does his thing, right? But it was kind of quick, but I really wasn't paying attention to that. I don't know what the man bowel schedule is, right? So we come out, we finally get to our station, man, and you know me, man, when I'm getting to my section, now anything that I say that might be against the rules where I work, man, is for entertainment purposes only. I would never do that, right? So you know me, man, I get set up, and we gotta try to space ourselves out, right? So it's like a group of kids, we're sitting in our section. I'm all the way on the end, another staff's on the way on the end. So, we kind of stay spaced out so we can kind of look and see like what's going on with the kids and this stuff right there, whatever. So, and like I noticed, like there was like a younger, but I'm just gonna say the race. It was like a younger white teenager lady, like sitting like right behind us, right? And don't take this the wrong way, but like, I guess women, were having like shorter shorts, but like she had her feet up on the back of the chairs, like behind us, right? I mean, I wasn't looking at her or anything, like, but I just kind of noticed, because the type of, we got teenagers that we, take out and stuff, so they was probably like, I know these guys, so, but I really didn't, pay too much attention to it, right? So I'm chilling. Same dude comes up again. Hey man, I gotta go back to the restroom, man. Like, really, like, man, like, blah blah blah, same story. So I'm like, nah, whatever. He's kind of bothering me now because I'm like, look, man, I like the hockey game, but I'm listening to a podcast. I got my earpods in, and we're not supposed to be doing that. So that's for entertainment purposes, right? So I'm like, man, this dude getting on my nerves. But I'm like, okay, kid want to go to the restroom. I'm gonna grant his wish, right? So grab 2 kids and him, go back to the restroom, okay? All right, so we're in the restroom, standing around like knots on a log, right? So I can see the stall, like I guess, like you see the bottom of the stall. So I mean, I'm assuming he's using the restroom because he's got his pants around his ankles, and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right. But I never really did smell anything, man. It was like real short. So I'm just like, man, whatever. So we get back to our section, right? So this dude, I don't know this dude, right? So he was like, hey, I'm really, I really don't like sitting in tight spaces, it's kind of like tight. Do you mind if I sit up here with you guys? Now, I'm on the back, a row behind the majority of the kids. So like, there's nobody on the row really with me except on the very end, there's another staff, right? So I'm like, all right, man, whatever. Just as long as you ain't sitting right next to me, like, you know what I mean, man? Skip about 2-3 seats, right? I'm not with all that too, so that's kind of where I got where he was coming from. So, I'm just chilling again, man, trying to watch the game, trying to listen to my podcast. So then I get a text message from the staff on the other side. She was like, hey, you might want to watch little Miss such and such behind you because the guy in front of you, like, he keeps kind of like glancing back and stuff. So I'm like, okay, all right, I got it. I'm an expert. I know how to handle these situations, man. So I'm like, so I didn't immediately say anything. I just kind of gave it a little time, and I was like, hey, man, I was like, I don't know you, man. I was like, but this is a certain type of facility, and you don't want to leer. Leering is like stare. And I was like, I understand, something might catch your eye, but don't stare, and the person's behind you, so don't be turning around like, you're doing too much. And he was like, oh, is that what they're saying, that I'm leering? I said, no, they're not saying you leering, but I'm just saying, she's behind you, man. This is a certain type of facility. He was like, oh, okay, all right, cool, man. So I kid you not, man, maybe like 15 minutes later, the kid has to go back to the restroom. So now I'm kind of pissed. But I still take him, right? New kid, he probably don't know the rules, whatever. I'm just going to the restroom. Got 2 more kids, took them, right? So when we get back, this dude tells me, hey man, the girl sitting behind me, that's actually my stepsister. Right. Now, he's from this area, so I mean it's not far-fetched, but it's kind of a coincidence. Like when you say like, I don't know. So, and he was like, yo, somebody left a letter on her, somebody left a note on her seat saying nice undies. So now I'm kind of like pissed off now. I'm actually ready to take everybody back to the group home, man, because I'm getting pissed off. I'm about to address these kids, but then I just kind of had to just kind of sit back and think. Sometimes you gotta let things marinate, right? So, okay. Next thing you know, the girl goes outside the section that we're at, and I see 2 of the other staff member women, you know, they went outside. So, lo and behold, again, this kid's got to go back to the restroom, right? The hell is wrong with this kid? So we go back to the restroom, but now, when I'm passing by, I see the girl that was sitting behind actually talking to the 2 staff members. So I'm like, oh, okay, that, you know, I guess they're working some stuff out or whatever, right? So come out the restroom, go back up to the section, right? So the girl's back in there, the 2 staff members still outside. The girl comes up to me and say, hey, those staff members said that it was fine for me to give him his shoes. I just so happen to have some shoes on me that belong to him, and they said it was fine for me to give them to him. So I'm already seeing huge red flags. I'm getting a big BS alert. You know, I'm trying to keep this PG-13. And so I'm like, hey, whoa. I just kind of stopped it. I wasn't rude, but I was like, hey, whatever y'all discussed, whatever y'all talking about, when they come back in, just talk to them, because I don't like being the middleman person. Like, hey, this person told me this. That person said that. Like, hey, man, talk to them. They said it's cool, it's cool. I don't think it's cool, but I mean, hey, if they want to let you, hey, all right. And then the shoes she had was like some Air Force Ones that was kind of like dingy and dirty. So, man, I really just didn't. I was like, what are the chances that you are carrying this guy's shoes around and you didn't even know he was going to be here, right? So, So now, the staff member, so you know what, I called and I said, hey, this girl is saying this, blah, blah, blah. They was like, no, we did not tell her that. We told her that she had to leave and this, that, and blah, 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 and this. And we think this kid has a phone and he's been going in there. So, you know, when they first said it, I'm thinking like, have a phone. I was like, this dude has some real like flimsy pants on, like, I'm, you know, but that was just me being kind of naive. So I'm like, okay, all right. So, so the girl, you know, I'm looking at her, I'm like, look, man, I do not want to be, you know, involved with this stuff. I don't want to be giving the message to this girl. So I'm just like, hey, you know, they're going to come back up here and you can just talk to them. So they come in there and talk to her. And they're like, hey, I guess they tell her she had to leave, right? So then she left, but she left the shoes with one of the staff. I'm looking at those shoes like, man, no. Like, you could, like, trash can status. You know what I mean? Maybe you could clean them up, but, you know, once you get white shoes dirty, man, you can't really. So I'm just like, you know, somebody left a note. I didn't know if somebody actually left a note or this just, like, some kind of manipulation this dude was saying, because, like, it'll be very hard for them to leave a note and the staff not see them reach back and put a note on her. And then, you know, anyway. So you know, like, I guess everybody's freaking out because really this kid was on the outing by mistake, right? I guess that person's name must have been on it, or I don't even think his name was on it. I just think he just kind of just went along with the group and he got on an outing, right? So that was just like a big thing, like, oh, this kid's not supposed to be on an outing. And so when the game is over, because I was kind of pissed off just at the whole note and the whole confusion that was going on with them, right? So I'm kind of pissed off. So we're outside and, you know, we're like waiting you know, I don't even know why we were waiting, you know, but we were just out there. And then I see like guys like huddled around him, like talking to him, like, you know, like give him the fire, like, yeah, man. So I kind of like eased my way over there, kind of like trying to hear what they was talking about, you know, but they kind of like, you know, got real hush mouth. So I don't know, man. I think that's pretty much, no, that's not it. So we get back. So we get back to the group home, and you know, I guess people are texting each other, all the, you know, higher ups, so like, yo, this wasn't supposed to happen, blah blah blah. So when we get back, like, I get a text message, don't let him go inside the house. Don't let him go inside the house. So like, I get this text message right when we were about to go inside, and I'm like, hold up, yeah, we gotta go to the kitchen, right? Take him to the kitchen, and I guess they were gonna do like a search on him, or a dorm search, or something like that, right? So I'm standing around waiting, like past my time to get off, right? Because no, I wasn't at work all day that day, but I was still, yeah, I'm dealing with family, I'm dealing with bereavement, man. Come on, I'm ready to get off work, right? So, you know, we just sitting around, and you know, he's just, you know, still manipulating line. I don't have anything, and this and that. And I'm just thinking in my mind, like, dude, I don't give a crap if you got it or not. I'm just ready to go home, you know. But so I'm just like, hey, do y'all still need me? And they was like, oh, no, Sean, you're good. You can go ahead and go. So I'm like, all right, cool. But that's the end of the story. You know, I need to start telling these stories like when they're fresh on my mind. But I don't know, like that kid's still there. Like he's okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So that's like an outing story from One Oak himself. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm gonna start trying to, you know, at least document the outings that we go on. Like, it's not every day that something crazy happens, especially now that I'm the cook now. I'm really not around the kids as much, but I can be at times. But I'm gonna start keeping y'all posted on these things like a lot more frequently, and then breaking down, you know, the actual group home like structure and how everything works. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. This has been One Oak. This has been an outing story, and I am out.